Monday morning, welcome back. I'm just heading over to the northeast coast to get a look at a 14 ton zero tail swing. It's a -7 and yeah, there's just a little issue to rectify, shall we say. The back door cover, the catch is broken on it, so I'm heading over to do that, and then on the way back through I've got some parts to deliver with another customer, and there's a 160-7 to service, so that'll be my first -7 serviced. So we'll go and get a look, and I'll catch up with you along the way. Just onto this caravan park, and yeah, I'm a bit lost. I found one of the contractors here, and he's given us directions, but yeah, there's roads everywhere. It's like a rabbit warren of roads, and everything looks the same. You think, have I not just been past that caravan? But we're getting there. The weather isn't favourable, that's for sure. It's been a good heavy rain all the way over here today, but I'll go and find this digger anyway. So I'm at my 14 tonner, and it needs a new key barrel for going in here. So for whatever reason it didn't have the tab on it when he got it new, and he noticed it, so we'll replace that. But no, he's got an 8 tonner as well, and I kind of thought that it wouldn't be too far off a service, and I got here and he says, oh, that 8 tonner reminds you of service. Well, I thought ahead, and I kind of thought he'd be due a service, so I thought, while I'm heading up that way, on the off chance and the hassle that it takes to put a set of filters in the van, I'll just fetch them up. So 2 birds with 1 stone. I've got that 8 tonner to service as well. It's just such a shame that it's chucking it down with rain at the minute, but aye, we'll go and have a look at this. Big job that. That door catch replacer must have just slipped through the net when it was getting PDI'd, or it's rattled out between our workshop and the workshop where the rotor tilt was fitted, or you know, anyway, whatever's happened, the barrel is completely missing out the catch, so that's sorted now, and yeah, we'll get this 8.5 tonner serviced. Now, I did say earlier that we were going to go and get a 160 high track -7 serviced. That is no longer happening. Reason being that the customer whose machine it is has a couple of -7 160 high tracks, and when I was coming up here today to do that job, the 160 was going to be either on my way up or my way back, but on closer inspection it's neither. It's going to be way out my way to go and get, so I'll get this 8.5 ton digger serviced. I'll drop this part off at my next customer's spot, and I'll get the 160 high track service tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see how we go after that. All right. Oh, right, I am thoroughly soaking. Last job to do with this now is reset all these service lights. So I'll go into here, filter and oil information on everyone that's due. So your engine oil, fuel filter, air filter, execute, confirm. So I'll do that for every one of these now, and we'll start it up, give it a run, and check all the levels again before we clear off. It's wet outside today. Goodness me. I'm glad of this boiler suit. Oh, that's something actually that came up in quite a few comments. What sort of boiler suits have I got? So this one here is Fristad's. See the label? You Google them anyway. That's the make of the boiler suit for that one. And then this one here is a Pulsar. It's just a sort of Gore-Tex type one. There's no quilted lining. I've just got rid of me. It's a Dickies one that I'll have worn in previous videos, and sort of in the winter time. And it's a tremendous boiler suit. It's quilted on the inside, and honestly, you could be in shorts and t-shirts and have that thing on, and it'd be snowing and blowing a gale outside. It's a really good boiler suit, but I'd worn through the knees and it was a bit tatty, so I've done away with that. I'll get a fresh one for this winter. But that Pulsar one, it's a great one for when it's weather like this. I mean, the rest of me is bone dry apart from the heat. So yeah, people that were asking, Fristad's boiler suit, and yeah, that was provided to us by HQ. So right, I'll get back in this van. Right, so while I'm on the subject of sort of replying to what some of you guys have been asking me in the comments section, I was going to do this at 5,000 miles, but I've just clicked over to 4,000, and obviously today's been taken up by a lot of driving, so there hasn't been an awful lot of content to film. So what are my thoughts of the van? I've got two niggles, two things that I'm not so sure about. One of them being I haven't got electric mirrors. Now, like I said when I first got it, no electric mirrors. Well, once you kind of set up, that's you sorted. But the most sort of move with the wind, I don't know, but I have found myself having to readjust them occasionally. And it's one of them, especially on the passenger side, you have to adjust it, run around back into the van, sit in your driving position, glance and go, oh, it's a bit low now, and you have to muck on doing that. But that's one of my niggles. The other niggle is this van's got crosswind assist. Now, like I said, I'm sure that if I went into the dash and the screen, there'd be a way to turn it off. I don't like it because you'd be driving down the motorway and you might get a gust of wind coming at you from the side, and the next thing you know, the van kind of brakes and you kind of end up with a bit of a wobble like that. It kind of catches you off guard. So yeah, I'm not such a big fan of that, and it's one of them, like I say, you'll probably be able to knock it off through the dash, but once it's happened you think, right, I need to knock that off, and then by the time you've got to your destination, you go and get your job done and completely gone out your mind. So yeah, it does catch you off guard, and I do need to sort of see if I can turn that off, because I'm not a big fan of it. But everything else, comfort wise, it's a difference of night and day with the old van. The steering wheel's right where I want it. Yeah, I like to have my seat kind of up the way, so I've got a better view. So everything's really comfortable. Seating position's absolutely spot on. Another thing as well, which, I mean, it doesn't necessarily concern me other than the inconvenience of having to pull over and get diesel, but the van at the moment is the mile to the gallon. So I haven't reset it since I got the van. So 4,058 miles, the average mile to the gallon has been 27.2 mile to the gallon, and that's with an average speed of 32 and 126 hours driving it. So that's a good 5 or 6 miles per gallon better than the previous van. The previous van would be sort of averaging about 23 miles per gallon, 23.5 miles per gallon. So, you know, 5 miles per gallon, especially at this day and age with the price of diesel, sort of £1.80 a litre, it'll be a big saving. But more than out else, I'm finding that I'm not going to a petrol station every 2 or 3 days to fill up with diesel. It's sort of gone from 2 or 3 times a week to sort of twice a week sometimes. So yeah, that's a big improvement. In the back, I'm not missing the space. My last van, like I said, it's a long wheelbase van. This one's medium wheelbase. I thought I would, but I don't miss the space. I've got everything in there that I need. Everything's nicely laid out, and yeah, I'm happy with how it's all laid out as well. So on that front, everything's really good. Another thing that I really like, I listen to a lot of podcasts when I'm driving. A lot of podcasts, a lot of Spotify, which I play through this phone, and this van's got Apple Carplay. There's a gentleman in the comments, I forget your name now, and he was saying he'd had a lot of problem with his Apple Carplay and it kept on disconnecting. He'd have to switch the van off to reconnect it. I've had absolutely no trouble yet. It's been brilliant. The screen's very user friendly. The heating in the van, blummin' heck. I mean, it's sat at 19 degrees just now, but you turn that up to 23 degrees, you're absolutely roasting. I mean, I don't even know what it goes to. I'll have a look now. Yeah, it goes all the way up to 28 degrees. Goodness me, that'll be hot in here if that gets to 28 degrees. It's really nice, well insulated van. Not noisy. It's yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I would say 9.5 out of 10. Like I say, the only niggles are the 2 bits and pieces that I mentioned to you at the start. So yeah, 4,000 miles in, so far so good. It's a vast improvement to the previous van, and yeah, I'm looking forward to putting a bit more mileage on it and a bit more time in it. So jobs that I've still like to do, I've got front spotlights to go in the front grille. I need to get around to making a bracket up to make those fit, and also I need to get a good half a day to plumb in the rear view camera as well. I've still not got around to getting on with that. I keep thinking on a weekend I'll spend an afternoon doing it, but yeah, I'm busy otherwise. So yeah, that's all I really want to do with it. After that, it's just little bits and pieces that sort of more for a bit of bling. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the new van anyway. Right, I'm gonna go and get out of here, drop these parts off, and head back down the road to Carlisle. It's a good 2.5 hour drive for us, so I could, if I wanted to, go and get that 160 high track service, but I've got a job to do that's sort of on the way to it, which I'll be doing tomorrow, so I might as well leave it for tomorrow. There's no point putting a 14-hour day in today and then doing half a day tomorrow and twiddling my thumbs for the rest of the afternoon. So I'll go and do it tomorrow. It's my mistake. I should have checked the serial number when I looked at the Doosan Connect app before I kind of planned my day in, but it's one of them. Yeah, we'll leave it at that for today. So thanks very much for watching, and don't forget, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a like, and for more bits and pieces during the week, head over to Dally's Digger Diary on Instagram. Have a good evening, and see you tomorrow morning.